Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Wellness Wednesday, and we are here to open your mind. Good life, good life, in a different land. Good morning, y'all. We are here on Wellness Wednesday, and it is definitely Wellness Wednesday. In a minute, you will find out exactly why I say that. I know y'all listen to every show, and you don't miss any of them, so you know that Bashan has started me on this Tiger Rock boot camp that he came up with, and so I am going to be your guinea pig. Why are you laughing? Because you know. Bashan Jordan is in studio with me. We're going to have a special guest a little bit later in the show. I'm a little later in this segment, the next couple of minutes, to let us know about. We have a special memorial walk, that 5K walk that's going on, so regarding the American Lung Association, and it's to benefit them. So we're going to make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to get into that a little bit. But I wanted to really touch on our fitness because that is the good life. And also we're going to be talking about belly fat, how to lose it, in our next segment. And of course you can't just focus on belly fat, but there are things that you can do that will, kind of target certain fats. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about intolerance today, because that is not the good life. And if you watch, so many things that are going on in the world today that, I think that we just kind of get away from it or actually know what it is, or we like to turn a blind eye. But sometimes you need stuff that's like put right up in your face so you remember exactly what it looks like so that you can be aware of it. Because sometimes, you're just so used to seeing things that are not nice that they become habit. So let's, open our minds to living differently in the world today. And we're going to start with our fitness boot camp. We started this on Monday. Y'all, my thighs hurt so bad. Walking up the steps today at WBOK, I was like, oh my gosh, they hurt in my sleep last night. Bashan's, oh my gosh, good morning, y'all. And we really started, I really want to talk about this belly fat routine, because a lot of the exercises that they say to do for certain reasons, and we'll find that out, you have to stay tuned to find out, are the exercises that he was having me do, because I was like, Bashan, I need to get my middle together. I need to get my middle. Yeah. So, this is a day that is focused on all of us. So, Bashan,
yes, ma'am.
Your Tiger Rock NOLA boot camp. What inspired it?
What? Well, like last week, we were talking about this. We just, I don't know. It's something that's always been I wanted to do, right? But we kind of fell off the bandwagon a little bit, and I told you since day one, you're kind of like my project, I would guess, say, and that's always been my thing. I'm always wanting to.
I'm a reflection of you, so if I start looking crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, so now I am.
Obviously, my passion is to help people and to help them reach their goals or whatever it may be. And, and obviously, one of your goals is to be a certain size and look a certain way and things like that. For whatever period of time. But so that obviously so I take it as a challenge, and I like challenges. So so that's obviously my main focus. One of my main focuses right now is to help you reach that goal and get you to that. So I'm just dreaming up different things that we can do, and I'm excited. I can't.
He's dreaming up different things.
This is awesome.
And I will say this, when you do, start with a trainer or anything like that, what I appreciate with Bashan's is he sat me down first. He said, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? And this is what we're going to do to achieve it. So we're on the same page. We talked about a food plan. I went to the store. I have lots of salmon and broccoli in my refrigerator, even though I had a lot of broccoli, but I didn't really have as much salmon. Yeah. I was kind of focused on the, the shrimps, right, on the shrimp right now, because, I'm not eating chicken, which has really been challenging.
Yeah, but you don't need chicken though, so that's like.
And I think people really kind of, forget that or get off track there.
Yeah, I mean, your green vegetables pack more protein than chicken and all that good stuff. So, No, Dr. Grace is saying no, right? Broccoli, no?
Some do, and it depends on your portion size.
All right. Well, maybe I was reading something different.
We're not going to kill people to death.
No. I'm saying broccoli, mixture of greens, broccoli, things like that.
Well, he was saying I can get it from my fish, and I don't have to get it from chicken because I'm not eating meat.
We get chicken.
So he's saying saying eat your fish and your.
But you can get vegetables from your legumes.
Yeah, exactly.
From your quinoa, which is another fad trend. Quinoa, your like you said, your greens, your kale, your spinach, broccoli, but it's not animal protein. Of course, it has, in a lot of instances has the highest portion. But there are bodybuilders that get their protein that are vegans.
Vegans, yeah.
Well, that's my question because I'm not eating meat right now. So, what are other ways for me to get my protein?
Beans.
Yeah.
We love the legumes. You name a bean, you can get some protein.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I live in New Orleans, so I guess I'll go make a pot of red beans today.
Yeah.
With
beans,
brown rice, of
brown
course.
Rice,
Or quinoa. Quinoa.
Yeah.
Did you know that quinoa is actually more like a noodle
than
anything else?
Yeah.
I didn't, but now I do.
I bought some this weekend, and
it tastes like grits. Tastes like rubber.
That's what I have you here for.
Yeah.
I know, y'all. Just consider your quinoa grits. That's kind of what it is.
It's
tastes same texture.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of things that you can do, but all you have to do is color up your palette and be creative, and you can get as much because it's proportional to proportion size.
Exactly.
So if you want more protein, you get greens. You eat more greens, and the beauty of all the things that you're talking about, the vegetables, the non-meat proteins, is that you can never get enough of them.
Right. I started eating half a plate of vegetables. Like I eat half a plate of vegetables, and then do my little 4 ounces or whatever, 6 ounces of salmon.
Yeah, you tell people to eat. I tell people to eat their vegetables first.
Yeah.
If you eat your vegetables first, I'm not telling you not to eat anything. Just telling you just eat your vegetables.
Don't eat anything else.
Right. Just eat your vegetables first, and then start going to your meats because a lot of times there's a misconception, and I'm horrible with the breakfast. To me, breakfast ain't breakfast unless it got grits. I'm just saying that's the way I grew up. A lot of people say a meal in the meal without meat, and that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me. This has definitely been
challenging.
No, it is. It has definitely been challenging not eating. Well, the not eating. Actually, I'm going to tell y'all something that'll probably make you sick, and it made me sick. So I hope it helps you.
So I hope it makes you sick too.
I'm not really a red meat eater, so like the steaks and all that wasn't an issue for me. Mm-hmm. So we went to Houston and we were driving back.
Houston's or Houston?
No, Houston the city.
Texas.
Aiden was in the John Lucas tournament this past weekend. So we were in Houston, balling, doing our thing. So we were driving back. And number one, I'm not eating chicken right now. But we saw an 18-wheeler packed with chickens. Like in the little cages. And you should have seen the way that they were packed in there. Oh my goodness, if you have never seen it, it will make you an animal lover if you aren't an animal lover.
They were going to Houston or they're coming to New Orleans?
No, they were coming towards New Orleans and I was riding beside them, so I got a first-hand view.
Popeyes?
I don't even
care. That's just
I was looking at how they were packed and they were like on their side and like crunched up and they were like so many were in a crate that they literally couldn't move. It was absolutely the most awful thing I have ever seen in my life. I was like, oh, and then Aiden was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to eat chicken again.
Yeah, so I was traumatized as a kid.
It was an awful visual.
North Carolina, they took us to the Holly Farms farm where they actually grow the chickens and they actually took us from the eggs to where they laid them to the little chick thing, and like just like this carpet, there were chicks. You had to worry about stepping on them. Yeah. And then they took us to the processing thing where they hey man.
Y'all, you should figure out where your meat comes from. Like they talk about like organic meat and going by your meat from certain places. Y'all, I'm not kidding. It was
in Spain,
it made me not be that bad.
In Spain, if you want chicken,
not that bad. Not eating chicken anymore.
You go to a little meat stand or meat market, and they have the chicken hanging by 1 foot. And which one you want? You point to it, and then they go,
and it wasn't like
and it might twitch in the bag.
But at least it wasn't like tortured. Oh my gosh! Imagine being stressed your entire life.
Yeah.
Like those. Whatever. Okay, say a chicken is stressed its entire life, like from birth to like adulthood.
You make me want grits.
Doesn't that like, doesn't whatever that secrete like get into its body? Doesn't the stress go into its body? Doc Riggs.
I like butter on my grits.
I'm serious. I need to answer this call. Doesn't the stress stuff?
Yes.
So the stress, whatever it.
little cheese on the grits ain't never hurt nobody.
Whatever it excretes from the stress is in its flesh now, and you're eating it.
You know it's good for nausea and vomiting right now?
Sorry, y'all. But how we would like to release some stress is by this 5K.
And changing the subject.
5K, April 2nd. I have Dr. Perez on line 3. Dr. Perez, welcome to The Good Life. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
I am so excited to have you here because we were talking about stress, and a great way to get rid of stress is to be a part of the 3rd annual Brenda Owens Memorial 5K Wellness Walk. Can you give me a little bit of information about that?
Yes, this is our 3rd annual event, and it's the annual Brenda Owens Memorial 5K Wellness Walk. This is an event that is in memory of one of our sorority sisters, Brenda H. Owens, she was an avid believer and advocate for healthy living. Sponsorships from the Wellness Walk will benefit the American Lung Association in their work to save lives by improving lung health and preventing lung disease.
And when is this event?
This event is April 2nd at Joe Brown Park, and it's sponsored by the Alpha Beta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. To give you a bit of detail, Alpha Beta Omega has been working in the New Orleans community for over 85 years with numerous charitable, educational, and social programs. We've worked in conjunction with American Heart Association, National Alliance on Mental Health, various organizations, because our goal is to educate and empower the community by providing knowledge needed to achieve and live healthier lifestyles, which I've heard you talk a lot about this morning.
Yes.
In addition to our 5K walk and 5K run, we will have a health fair. Our health fair will have organizations that we are working in conjunction with, such as American Heart Association and NAMI, Aging and Disability Resource Center. We'll also have Walmart there giving vaccines. Daughters of Charity will be doing health screenings. Oh, it's a wonderful event, and it's for the entire family.
Oh, wow.
Over the past 2 years, Alpha Beta Omega has been able to donate over $5,000 to American Lung Association purely with donations from the community. This year, we are honored by being sponsored by the Audubon Nature Institute, Smoothie King, STK Realty, and the Therapy Room, to name a few. We are accepting more sponsorships, and we always welcome donations because our goal is to help the American Lung Association, as I mentioned. This is an event for the entire family, and we would love for people to register, sign up, come take part, and enjoy the festivities while getting that great workout.
Well, let's start with the sponsors. If someone wanted to sponsor the event and to, help the American Lung Association through this event, how can they contact you and do that?
They can contact me by email at wellnesswalk@alphabetaomega.org. That's wellnesswalk@alphabetaomega.org. I will be able to lead you in the direction that you need to go, whether it's taking part, registering, or if it's volunteering for the festivity or sponsorship. More information can also be found on our website, alphabetaomega.org.
And y'all, I actually have the flyer, so I will be posting it on our social media sites. That'll be Instagram, that's at TGL Radio Show. That'll also be on Facebook, the Good Life Radio Show, and on Twitter at TGL Radio Show. Instagram and Twitter at TGL Radio Show, and on Facebook, the Good Life Radio Show. So once again, let me give all of the information. It's the Brenda Owens Memorial 5K Wellness Walk. It is Saturday, April 2nd. Y'all get fit, get moving. We talk about walking around the block. We're not saying this isn't a race, so you don't have to win. It's a wellness walk.
Not a marathon.
Well, actually, it's a combination of the two.
Okay.
We have for the strollers. We have the 5K walk. You just kind of take your time and go along there and enjoy the beautiful scenery there at Joe Brown Park. And for those competitive folks, we do have a 5K race. We will be giving awards to first place male and female, first, second, and third place. So last year, the prizes were pretty nice with gym membership. So it's
really,
yes.
You were talking to a bunch of competitive people right now on the air. This is Doc Griggs,
come on down.
myself, Eileen, and Michonne.
Medals and prizes for you.
Y'all, I'm gonna beat you.
Medals and prizes.
Y'all know I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
After you ran that marathon.
It's a timed race here. It's a timed race. So if you were a stroller or if you were a strider,
I like a stroller.
We've got something for you.
I like that.
Well, how can they register? I know you can register online. Give them the information on how they can do that because they want to come to try beat me, but I know they can't.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to www.active.com and you can search for Brenda Owens Memorial Wellness Walk. Through that link, you'll be able to register for our event. registration is $25 for individuals, or if you register as a team of 10 or more, the registration is only $20, and it comes with a fabulous T-shirt for the event as well.
Okay, y'all. I dare y'all to come out and beat me.
Uh-oh.
That is April 2nd.
Challenge.
Yes,
That's
it is
right.
a challenge. But Sean already has me working out on a whole nother level.
Doing
so
taekwondo.
I need y'all to come out on April 2nd. I'm going to put all of the information on our social media. I'm going to put the link as well, www.active.com. Search Brenda Owens Memorial Wellness Walk Run. It's a 5K, y'all. It's really not that long. I will beat you. Doc Griggs will be pulling up the rear. But Sean's will be rooting us, and he'll be jogging with me to keep me.
I'm going to be holding the stroller when she falls out. I'm going to be pushing the stroller when she falls out, and I have to stroll her through that finish line.
Thank you, Dr. Perez, so much. And we're going to
Thank you.
have you back a little bit closer to the event so you can remind us as well.
Sure, would love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Your dedication to health.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Y'all, that is the Brenda Owens Memorial 5K Wellness Walk Run, Saturday, April 2nd. You can register online at www.active.com. We will be right back. L&R Security keeps our family, friends, and event goers safe. And to do that job, they are looking for you. L&R Security Services is now hiring persons for the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, armed and unarmed guards. All interested persons should contact L&R Security Office at 504-943-3191. Fill out an application at L&R's office at 3930 Old Gentilly Road. That's New Orleans, Louisiana. To become one of the proud workers of L&R Security, the minimum requirements are 18 years of age, a completed work application, and criminal background check, 2 forms of ID, whether it be a driver's license, a state ID, military ID, social security card, or other forms of picture ID. L&R Security is looking for qualified employees to assist in keeping the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival safe. They are looking for you. Again, contact them at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191. L&R is always looking for armed and unarmed guards. If this is your profession, they're looking for you.
Hi, this is Norman Robinson. New Orleans East Hospital is open and providing quality health care in your neighborhood. The New Orleans East Hospital is bringing our finest physicians into a beautiful new facility where you receive compassionate caring service. The emergency room services at New Orleans East Hospital are some of the best in the region. To learn more, visit our website at noehospital.org. Your health matters to us at New Orleans East Hospital.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Awesomely amazing, the facts made clear. Data News Weekly, the paper to cheer. The people's paper for natural growth. Honorable achievers achieving the most. Data News Weekly, the future of our youth. In the city of New Orleans, without excuse. Understanding the expression, Black Lives Matter, yet we're failing to climb the ladder. The absence of love, the missing link. It's time we commit to effectively think, uplifting our women, families as well. Safer communities in order to excel. Managing anger, developing our minds. Data News Weekly, preventing decline. Restoring our decency, restoring our faith, thoroughly conscious, removing disgrace, the best of character constantly applied, self-determination no one denied, mothering children, mothers up to par, the purpose of life beyond a star. So let us prioritize what is urgently needed. Data News Weekly, regression defeated. No longer distracted, no longer confused. So great is the substance of Data News.
Pick up your copy of Data News Weekly today. Gentili Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabou for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Marabou in Gentili.
Back on the air, let's go to the phones. Caller, let me help you.
Hi, so I've been trying to get my landlord to fix my washing machine for weeks, but he keeps avoiding me. What do I do?
Excellent question. Well, have you been to AT&T?
Why? Is my landlord there?
No, but when you have AT&T Wireless and DirecTV, you can get unlimited data.
Sounds great. But how will that fix my washer?
Well, it won't. But now that AT&T and DirecTV have joined forces, you can enjoy your favorite DirecTV shows on your phone while you're counting quarters at the local laundromat.
Sweet.
Sweet indeed. AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Come into AT&T now and get the Samsung Galaxy S6.
Must have eligible TV service. If you're not eligible, AT&T will move you to a new plan and overage charges may apply. After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may reduce speeds. TV content varies by device, location, and package. Monthly and other charges, usage, and other restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Wellness Wednesday, and we're here to open your mind. We have Doc Griggs in the studio. To my right, we have LaShawn Jordan to my left, who has been working me out. Oh my gosh, let me say again how my thighs hurt, my abs are tight, I feel the back of my arms, all of this stuff. And we will actually talk about some of this stuff when we get back. And we actually have Bobby Clark Alexander on the line. Bobby, I need you for this one. We are discussing how to lose belly fat, but we're going to discuss the right ways, the wrong ways, some myths, some myth busters, and of course we have Doc Griggs here to give us all the medical information. We have Bashan's here to give us the physical information, and Bobby, we're here just to tell them, what we thought was going to work and what didn't, right?
Ooh,
pick you. No,
I see some. Ooh.
You didn't. I didn't even say anything yet. You can't say anything yet. No, because I didn't say anything. So he wants me to say that. You cannot just lose belly fat.
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to read. Belly fat occurs when excessive abdominal fat around the stomach and abdomen build up for the extent that is likely to have a negative impact on health. Yes, Doc Griggs.
You're talking about food substitutions, right? Right? Besides, she gave up the green water, but now she's drinking water out of a green bottle. Bam! I see it. That is right there.
What does that have to do with belly fat?
There you got it. I was thinking about food substitutions, right? Yes.
No, we weren't talking about food substitutions.
She just can't get away from the green. Breaking old habits is hard.
Sweater,
the green sweater. With the clear.
We want to go green with the green words. Type in on the screen.
There you go.
Okay.
Food substitution, eating
Back
green
to belly
food.
Fat. Belly fat occurs when excessive abdominal fat around the stomach and abdominal has built up to the extent that is likely to have a negative impact on your health. For many, the belly fat is just the tip of the iceberg, though. It's the deeper fat stores that form in and around your internal organs I said internal organs, that can cause some serious health problems if it isn't reduced. So that's why they talk about, how much you have in your midsection, how much it really affects every aspect of your life. So losing belly fat is important not only for your appearance and vanity, but also for your health, with research showing the significance of belly fat and its role in the risk of acute myocardial infarction. Get that?
Farction.
There you go, farction. It sounded like something else. Diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, as well as other inflammatory conditions. So, y'all.
You ready?
What are the causes of belly fat?
So the problem with belly fat is it's directly proportional, like you said, to your risk of cardiovascular disease. If you look at the fat around your belly, you can think about that amount of fat around your heart. With Dr.
Really?
Mackey, we do Stemnola, right? So with Stemnola, where we kids grades K through 12, we introduce them science, technology, engineering, and math with a NOLA twist with our style. We dissect C parts, and part of the dissection I like to show the kids is that we name the anatomy, and then they'll show this all whitish, yellowish stuff around the heart. I'm like, well,
Ew.
what do you think that is? And they're like, plastic, rubber, and then I say fat. They're like, ugh.
Ew.
Where'd the fat come from? I said, well, the sheep didn't eat a very healthy diet. One of the ways that you can measure your health is that your waist circumference. You want your average waist circumference to be less than 37.5 for men and 36.5. I'll look it up exactly for women. There's different types.
Sean's making me measure myself, so I'm like,
There are different types of fat. There's a type of fat that our babies have. The baby fat that we have that's actually metabolically active. That's a yellow fat.
Baby
and then there's
fat.
a brown fat that's actually bad, which is the adult fat, the stuff that we have building up. The best way to
literally, I had a baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Baby fat.
The best.
And how old is he now?
He's a baby.
Okay.
Man, nobody asked
my baby.
The best way to reduce it, of course, is to work out. And sadly, there is no spot weight loss. Like people will put the aluminum foil and like my grandma would call it, the cellophane around their stomach to get rid of it. It's not that. You have to lose weight all over by increasing your exercise.
Yeah.
Right, Bobby. That was my thought.
I do that. It works wonderful.
It feels wonderful because you're collecting that sweat right there. Because you're sweating more.
That's when I work out to lose some of the water weight, around there.
Right, exactly. Okay, so I really came upon this article on lifehack.org. If y'all are interested, I'll actually post it after this segment. But I got on this because it was everything that Bashan's was telling me to do, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll listen. So they were talking about interventions that reduce your belly fat. And these were some interesting little facts and tidbits. So I'm going to throw them out there and y'all comment on them. Obviously, exercise. They were saying skip the crunches. Abdominal crunches and sit-ups should build strong muscles, but you might not see them under your belly fat. In fact, crunches might actually make your stomach look bigger as you build up thicker abdominal muscles. Instead, if you strengthen your back muscles, your posture will improve and pull in your belly. So alternative core exercise are, Bashan's, what did you have me do?
Mm-hmm.
Planks.
Yeah.
Get in the push-up position, but rest on your elbows and forearms. Pull your stomach muscles in. See, I can't even say it because I don't want to do it. Pull your stomach muscles in tight, keeping your back, neck, and bottom in a straight line. And hold this position for 30 seconds or as long as possible.
And how long did we
Planks.
do it?
We did it 30 seconds, but a couple times.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, 3 times the charm.
So can we define in terms what is fat?
Yes, please. What is fat?
Yeah, what is fat?
What is it?
No, you tell me.
It's something
What
I
is
don't
fat?
want enough of. I don't want any more of. Well, there are good fats and there are bad fats. So they have the first type of fat that is structural fat, which fills the gaps between your various organs. See? I know something.
Keep going. Keep
then
reading.
The second type of fat is the essential fat reserves, and this is the normal reserve of fuel used when the body is faced with immediate dietary insufficiencies, such as regular low-calorie diets. Y'all, those regular low-calorie diets.
So in English.
Okay, and the third type is belly fat, is entirely abnormal and is non-essential.
In English, fat basically stores excess calories in a safe way, and your body's able to mobilize fat for energy when you're hungry or when you don't have access to it. Fat releases hormones that control your metabolism. Now, they've been talking about brown fat versus white fat versus yellow fat. Visceral fat is the fat that causes that belly, and that's the fat not only that we talk about surrounding your heart, but it surrounds all your organs. So if you can imagine your organs trying to function with all this fat in the way. And that's a huge problem. The thing is, how do we lose it?
But look, the stress and cortisol connection contribute to belly fat, right?
Right, they do. The stress hormones.
So when we're eating the chicken and we stress it out, that's why it has all that fat on it.
I thought we were going to leave the chicken alone.
We stress the chicken. I'm telling y'all go and y'all eat all that chicken like, ooh, the fat tastes good.
Brown fat's actually thought to be more like a muscle.
Now you're eating their stress.
Muscle than
you.
White fat, and brown fat burns white fat. Leaner adults have more brown fat. Typically, what you want to do is if you want to lose a pound a week, we're talking about losing fat and just losing in general, you need to cut a net of 500 calories from your diet per day. That means, 4 less cold drinks?
How about don't drink cold drinks at all? They're really
walking
not
for
good.
30 minutes.
Did you know you can clean your toilet with a Coke?
See, we went from...
You can clean your toilet with a Coke. Seriously, they have videos. You can watch it.
She's been going from squash to beheaded chickens.
I'm just
cleaning
toilets. You can clean your toilet with a Coke, so imagine what it does when you drink it. I'm just saying. But the next exercise, we talked about planks.
Is to kill people's appetites.
We're talking about alternative core exercises because the crunches, y'all, they just build up the muscle underneath the fat. Planks. We talked about planks. The next one will be the one that we love, and I'm sure the guys love these. Squats. They love the ladies to do the squats. So do your squats.
Painful.
But yes, trust me, I feel it right now. He had me, sitting down, but not sitting down because I couldn't sit down. He was like, just touch the bench and get up. And then like those going from one end to the other, with your knee on the ground and all that. What's that called?
Knee down lunges.
Yeah, there you go.
That belly
knee
fat,
down lunges,
or that visceral fat, by the way, has a lot to do with insulin resistance, and that's how we end up messed up. It makes our bodies resistant to insulin, which leaves the sugar in our bloodstream, which raises our blood sugar and can cause diabetes.
Which leads to
diabetes.
And we have a lot of that in our community.
And one real quick, problem with crunches. I can't tell how many people I know that did a bunch of crunches and sit-ups, and because the muscle is behind the fat, the belly's got bigger.
Yes, that's what we were saying. Your stomachs will get bigger because you're building up the muscle, and then the fat isn't going anywhere. Exactly. It's just growing with the muscle. It's getting pushed out.
And for some reason, they got mad at me.
And another reason too, a lot of people kind of stray away from crunches is because one, people are doing it wrong, so it's putting a lot of more stress on your back and your neck and things like that. So, it just kind of, I'm not saying you can't do crunches, but there's different ways and better ways to tighten up those stomach muscles, and planks are a good way of doing that.
And
that way
they work. They hit up so many different areas. I was like,
well, and also because it focuses on the whole core.
Wow.
And so that's what you want to work on, strengthen your core. So if you ever have problems with like back problems, lower back problems, or knees or anything like that, it's because you need to strengthen your core up. Or you're not using your core enough. So if you and that's one thing I kind of learned from experience is that, if your core is all out of whack, then you're going to find a lot of little issues here and there that you normally don't have.
Because your core basically holds up your
body. Exactly. So, if you get those lower back issues and things like that, you start tightening up, and then that's what you got to work on.
Because your core's out of whack.
Like your core is out of whack.
Your core is out of whack.
Yeah.
And this was one of the last ones. I'm sure you have some other ones, but the last one was side stretches. Mm-hmm. So, y'all, planks, squats, side stretches. Are there any other exercises that you suggest about your core?
The squat, those are pretty much like, your definitely your main ones.
Those are all the ones you had.
Yeah, you can, those are the main ones you want to focus on. Is the squats, and believe it or not, it's not just for the women, guys, men, we gotta, you gotta do that too, hit them squats up, I always see these little pictures of memes where the guys, you got the little upper body, muscular, and then you got these little scrawny little legs, We gotta balance that out a little bit, So
put them on blast, Rashawn.
Yeah, so you gotta hit them legs a little bit, So gotta take care of that too. You don't want to be tipping over.
Exactly. And last but not least, I want to give y'all a little bit about the diet. They say the number one rule in reducing belly fat is do not start by decreasing your fat intake. Mm-hmm. Not all fats are bad fats.
Exactly.
So they said that studies have shown that drinking diet drinks greatly contribute to belly fat. Do y'all want me to repeat that one more time?
Yep.
Yes, I will. Studies have shown that drinking diet drinks greatly contribute to belly fat. You want to get rid of your stomach? Stop drinking all those drinks. And diet drinks are just
water.
as bad. Yes,
drink your water.
Yes. They do say this, that I know a lot of y'all have heard this, so this is a good one. Apple cider vinegar. They say it is a great way to kickstart your metabolism and get belly fat moving. One theory is that the acetic acid in the vinegar produces proteins that burn up fat.
Especially for men, too.
Really?
More so for men, yeah.
So, y'all, cut the drinks, cut the cold drink, the soda, the pop, the Coke, the Sprite, the Barks, the cold, whatever you want to call it. Cut it out. Drink some water. Yeah. Add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to your diet. You can put it on your salads. You can take a little swig of it. Yeah. Figure out how you want to put it in your diet, because that is a good life. We want everybody to be here for a long time for their children.
That's right.
That's why we talk about these things, because that is the good life. So make sure you stay tuned, because we're going to talk about a little bit about intolerance. Are you intolerant?
I guess.
We all can be intolerant, and that's what the whole point is. We can all be intolerant. Let's just pay a little bit more attention. We'll be right back. L&R Security keeps our family, friends, and event goers safe. And to do that job, they are looking for you. L&R Security Services is now hiring persons for the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, armed and unarmed guards. All interested persons should contact L&R Security Office at 504-943-3191. Fill out an application at L&R's office at 3930 Old Gentilly Road. That's New Orleans, Louisiana. To become one of the proud workers of L&R Security, the minimum requirements are 18 years of age, a completed work application, and criminal background check, 2 forms of ID, whether it be a driver's license, a state ID, military ID, social security card, or other forms of picture ID. L&R Security is looking for qualified employees to assist in keeping the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival safe. They are looking for you. Again, contact them at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191. L&R is always looking for armed and unarmed guards. If this is your profession, they're looking for you.
Attention band directors, if your school has a marching band, concert band, or jazz band, please consider submitting an application for the Class Got Brass contest and your chance to win up to $10,000 for your school's music program. Class Got Brass is a program of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation to support music education in schools while also promoting the brass band tradition. Middle schools and high schools are invited to create a brass band of up to 12 members and to perform classic songs from the brass band repertoire. Then they'll take part in the main event, a Battle of the Bands, on Sunday, March 20th in Armstrong Park. At stake are more than $30,000 worth of instruments, instrument repair, and other supplies. Every band that participates will get a prize. Find out all the details at ClassGotBrass.com. The deadline to apply is March 7th. Class Got Brass is presented by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation.
Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune into The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
Back on the air, let's go to the phones. Caller, let me help you.
Hi, so I've been trying to get my landlord to fix my washing machine for weeks, but he keeps avoiding me. What do I do?
Excellent question. Well, have you been to AT&T?
Why? Is my landlord there?
No, but when you have AT&T Wireless and DirecTV, you can get unlimited data.
Sounds great. But how will that fix my washer?
Well, it won't. But now that AT&T and DirecTV have joined forces, you can enjoy your favorite DirecTV shows on your phone while you're counting quarters at the local laundromat.
Sweet.
Sweet indeed. AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Come into AT&T now and get the Samsung Galaxy S6.
Must have eligible TV service. If you're not eligible, AT&T will move you to a new plan and overage charges may apply. After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may reduce speeds. TV content varies by device, location, and package. Monthly and other charges, usage, and other restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Hi, this is Norman Robinson. New Orleans East Hospital is open and providing quality health care in your neighborhood. The New Orleans East Hospital is bringing our finest physicians into a beautiful new facility where you receive compassionate caring service. Emergency room services at New Orleans East Hospital are some of the best in the region. To learn more, visit our website at noehospital.org. Your health matters to us at New Orleans East Hospital.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Wellness Wednesday, and we're here to open your mind. Good morning, y'all. We are back, and we will absolutely be living the good life after we have this conversation, because after this conversation, everyone in the world is going to be tolerant, right? I didn't get a good answer from them. Right?
I'm always tolerant.
Right, Bobby? After this conversation, everyone in the world is going to be tolerant.
Yes.
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 All the
Y'all
time.
don't sound good.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a little bit of origins of kind of how intolerance happens. In situations where conditions are economically depressed and politically charged, groups and individuals may find it hard to tolerate those that are different from them or have caused them harm. Does anything sound familiar right now? Well, in such cases, discrimination, dehumanization, repression, and violence may occur. So some consequences of intolerance. Intolerance will drive groups apart, creating a sense of permanent separation between them. So how is intolerance perpetrated? Between individuals in the absence of their own experiences. Did y'all hear that? In the absence of their own experiences, individuals base their impressions and opinions of one another on assumptions. These assumptions can be influenced by the positive or negative beliefs of those who are either closest or most influential in their lives, including parents or other family members, colleagues, educators, role models, etc. So how do we perpetuate them? Perpetuate them. I can't even get it. But yeah, they are perpetrators. How do we perpetuate this? We do it. So if we don't realize that we're doing it, we can't stop it. So that's the whole point of this conversation, is to open your mind to living differently in the world and to realize what you're perpetuating and what you're giving down to your children. We always say we want to better our life for our children, our grandchildren, and the generations that come behind us. Well, let's start by not perpetuating intolerance and all of those negative things that are in the world. Let's start handing down all the positive. Bobby, what is the deal with intolerance in the world? I know we see it every day on TV, especially right now.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a grand old time right now to see it in action. But, you know, Eileen, I was listening to what you were saying about, you know, how people view some results that they get in their lives, their personal struggles, whatever. But, you know, that's actually where it all starts from, people, personal life experience, you know, hurts, pains, disappointments. And then that if you don't deal with it, it turns into anger. And then anger and intolerance, they're twin enemies, and then you lose the correct understanding.
Exactly.
So understanding is lost. So then this is what I propose, and I see missing out of situations that go haywire, and even right now. There is an objective truth out there that we have to deal with, and truth is finding the truth is our reasonable duty as human beings and citizens supposed to be in a civilized society. Is intolerance when we can't sit down and reason because of the hate and the bitterness. So objectivity meaning, we can't do it with our feelings, our emotions, our opinions. And I think that's where the problem is. Everyone is highly emotional. There's a lot of hurt, pain, and everyone believes that their side of their circle is correct. The objectivity, meaning the truth, is missing. We need to find the truth.
Exactly. So what can we as individuals do? Here's my suggestion. Individuals should continually focus on being tolerant of others in their daily lives. Y'all have to be conscious of it. This involves consciously challenging the stereotypes and assumptions that they typically encounter in making decisions about others and or working with others, either in social, professional, cultural, whatever it may be. How many times do we keep our children to just one community? Yes, we love our community and we want to grow our community, but our community is not the only one in the world and is not the only one that they're going to have to deal with. They need to know how to be tolerant of other cultures, societies, heritages, whatever it may be. They can't go to a job and, and maybe let's just say they don't run the job. So they are somewhere else and they have cultural differences. Oh, well, I'm not going to work here and do this because you have cultural differences. No, you have to learn to be tolerant.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, even when you're encounter people that are intolerant, you have to learn how to deal with it and when to walk away. And I typically stay away from politics, but it's hard to stay away from this debacle that goes on in front of us weekly, if not twice a week, where the conversation, we're trying to talk about the next leader of the free world in our country, and we're brought down to a conversation about fingers and hands because they don't want to delve any deeper into their superficial views, their intolerant views of intolerance. So you got to know when to kind of raise the level of the conversation, because intolerance and ignorance will pull you down.
But what I really want to, we're about to go to the lines, what I really wanted to say before we jump into the lines is this election season has brought out every level of intolerance possible.
Yes.
Pick one. It has brought it to the surface. So I personally want to, you can't control anyone but yourself. So let's use it as an opportunity to open people's mind to living differently in the world. Yes, you're struggling with this intolerance, but don't let it run your life. Be a little bit more understanding, more compassionate. Why? Because you want somebody to do that for you. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Being tolerant to somebody calling me lazy, ignorant, and only good for certain things, and wanting to, which is when you have to learn when to disconnect, see things for what they are, understand you're not going to change them, and raise the level of your thoughts and your conversation.
You know why it doesn't bother me?
Because he's not talking about me.
Because he's not talking about me. It doesn't bother me because it's only a reflection of who they are. Right. It's not a reflection of who I am.
Right.
But guys, listen, we can't tolerate everything. We do have, like Bashan was saying, when you ask him before the break, are you intolerant? He says yes. Thank you for the truth. I think we all have our areas where we're intolerant with certain things, but like the doc said, we have to know what to entertain and what not to. Right. And sometimes you just have to be quiet. That's a way that we can actually do this a lot of times when we don't agree or we don't like what's happening or what's going on. Just don't entertain it, or like he said, sometimes you have to walk away. But if it's a situation where it's your job, your money, your pocket, something dealing with your kids, you can't always walk away. So you have to learn how to have some self-control. Okay, I have to have some tolerance here because my kids are here, and there's something that's going on here that's going to benefit my kids, and I would teach my kids at home, and I would do whatever I have to do here, to keep it sober, to make it workable, a workable situation. So no, we will never always be able to tolerate everything, but there is a mannerism and a way that we have to keep some self-control.
Yes. It's how you respond to it. Yes. You don't have to go left. You don't have to be crazy. And there you go, Bobby. Everything does not deserve a response. I'm going to repeat it right before I go to the lines. Everything doesn't deserve a response. I have Brother Mims on line 2. Brother Mims, welcome to The Good Life. We are discussing intolerance on Wellness Wednesday.
Okay, listen to me. I wanted to say this. I went to a meeting yesterday in Central City, and they had about 40 white people, and I was the only black person. Now, I feel like I'm flying a bowl of buttermilk, but we're talking about safety, and I'm part of the organization. They invited me. I represent the Central City. We had a shooting not far from my house. One man shot and 2 people, innocent people, got shot. But I heard one of the deputy mayors was there, and one of the police chiefs was there, and the white people were talking about how great things are and things. And I raised my hand. I said, I don't understand what y'all talking about, because in my neighborhood, I don't only see police when people get killed. They don't come in my neighborhood. And after it was over with, they came and told me, said, no, you didn't sound like a crazy black man. You sound passionate. You just told the truth. And I'm saying is that we have 2 different stories in our community. One, the haves and the have-nots. So what I'm saying is, I don't answer to everything, but I do give some answers sometimes. Sometimes some things do need to be answered, because we last hired, first fired, and it's not what they call you; it's what you answer to. Y'all have a great day. I thank y'all for letting me hear my comment.
Thank you so much. But you know what? I'm so glad, number one, Brother Mims called with that, and number 2, I'm so glad he went to that meeting, because it's perspective. If he wasn't there at that meeting to give another group a different perspective on his reality, they would never know. But sometimes we like to close ourselves off so much that we don't do that. But technically, we're all one. We're all one city. We're all one. And if we learn to have communication with each other and stop pointing finger at each other and have conversation, wow, I didn't realize that was going on in your community, because I live in this little area and I don't see that. But it's having those conversations, opening your mind to living differently in the world and working together, because they're not always against you. They just have a different perspective. Go ahead, Bobby.
Right. And speaking about being open, last night, I don't know how many of you guys or the listening audience actually viewed some of the analyses results of the Super Tuesday for yesterday. Yes. But last night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, midnight, I was still up because I couldn't leave the television. I mean, they had a great crew last night on CNN, believe it or not. They were out openly talking about black-white, how blacks do, how we do it. In the black-white group of the analysts, they were having a great time, grand discussion, one of the best that I've ever seen on television, looking at the results of Michigan, who came out with what.
What were they saying?
They were really doing it, and I actually tweeted it because I was very, very impressed. So there's some good things that are coming out of all of this intolerance and anger. That crew just actually did a great job. There was an even balance of, brown folk and white folk and people,
women and men,
operating on a very intellectual, intelligent level and had a lot of tolerance, for each other's views, and it was grand.
Exactly. They had tolerance for each other's views. They weren't attacking each other. They were listening to each other.
And we got good information, Eileen. I was so impressed I couldn't go to bed.
Exactly.
And I'm in Florida right now. I'm actually in Florida. It's hot. It's hot, not with heat, but it's nice. But, I mean, with all the things that are going on, because the focus is going to be, here.
But imagine how much would not have been accomplished if no one were listening to each other, if they weren't tolerant of the other person's views. How much more can we move forward as a community if we're all tolerant of each other? So I just want you to open your mind to living differently in the world today. And, you know, we're all intolerant of something. I'll raise my hand first. I know I'm intolerant of something. Figure out that one thing that maybe you could be a little gentler with, a little kinder with, and, you know, a little bit more heartfelt.
Green water. Tolerance. Kind and gentle. Isn't that what she said? She said that, right? That's what she said. She said that.
And she's choosing not to entertain it.
That's it.
Thank you, Bobby.
You had to remind her.
Thank you. No, Bobby can read my thoughts. Bobby can read my thoughts.
I can read your thoughts.
Bobby can read my thoughts. This is Wellness Wednesday. Open your mind to living differently in the world. And take my example. Sometimes you just got to ignore it. We'll be back tomorrow on Good Book Talk, y'all. This is Good Life. We're out.
Bye.